Hello, Betham. Hello, dear friends. If it's the first time you're seeing me in a while, I'm a little fuzzy, and therefore, I guess a little older than I was before. This started out as a beard that I was growing for the Omer. It's traditional that a lot of Jews don't shave from Pesach till at least some point in the Omer, but I decided to keep it for now, and I thought I would explain that since you might not have seen me since. I want to share a very short piece of Torah with you as you go into your Shabbat. And as I'm thinking about what the parasha is doing to us as we're living through it. It's parashat Naso, dealing with many different topics. There's one section that's often overlooked as people focus on the issue of the sota, the whole ordeal of a woman who is suspected of adultery, and as people focus on the nazir, this person who takes on a vow of abstinence, and as the section dealing with the gifts that the priest give to the temple, there's one little line here about what is the status of an offering that you bring to the temple. And the verse, I'm just going to read it to you so you hear it. It's in the 5th chapter of the book of the Midbar. V'ish et kodashav lo yihiyu. A person, his holy things, his holy offerings, it's his, because it's referring specifically to a man here, but my understanding of this concept is that it would be for men and for women. Lo yihiyu, belong to him. Ish asher yitain lakohen lo hiyeh. Whatever you give to the kohen, he keeps. The standard way of understanding the beginning of that verse is, the holy things that you brought to the temple to donate to the temple belong to him. Who's the him? The kohen. Once you dedicate something, it belongs to him. Rabbi Abraham of Sokochov was the founder of the Sokochov Hasidic dynasty in the late 19th, early 20th century, says, if you read it that way, the verse is redundant. Then both halves of the verse would say that what you bring to the Kohen belong to him. Of course it belongs to him. Who else would it belong to? Rather, he says, Kodashav, his holy things, does not just refer to individual sacrifices you would bring, but the holy parts of your mind, the holy inner thoughts that you have. And the lo yihiyu in that part of the sentence, he says, does not belong to the priest, but belongs to you. This Hasidic rabbi is identifying a paradox of religious life. Our obligations to the Jewish community, to Judaism itself, and to God, we don't necessarily choose. We lean into and we buy into and we bar and bat mitzvah our kids into the sense that you owe something very specific and very similar and very shared with every other Jew in the world. You don't get to choose that if you're choosing Judaism. But what you think, what's in your mind, what's in your heart, that belongs entirely to you. No one has access to it. No one can even demand something individually of it. The holiest parts of you are entirely within you. We're going to be speaking a little bit more about this on Shabbat morning as we introduce our new intern, Josh Jacobs. He and I will deliver a Dvar Torah together. But the message I want to share with you is to lean into that paradox, even on this Shabbat, to do and engage in all of the rituals, the very same things the Jews around the city, the state, and the world are doing. And also to continue to develop the private, individual, most intimate, and most holy ideations about what it means to be a Jew and what it means to be a human being. Those